Hello, welcome to my presentation about 3D printing, or as it's called in the industry, rapid manufacturing. We'll talk a little bit about the origins of printing, the methods used, hole printed homes, how a digital object is created, and what you can do at home. My name's Tyler, and I have over 10 years of machining and manufacturing experience. Getting started, here are a couple of faces of 3D printing. Joy Morton of the Morton Salt Company invested in a cutting-edge type of printing technology in the early 1900s from the Teletype Company. Years of development and imagination went by, and by the 1980s, Dr. Hideo Kodama had submitted a patent for technology for layering plastics and making them stiff with UV light. This is basically the state of the technology today still. Here are a couple of early printers, typewriters really, along with modern 3D printing machine. The internals of a typing machine are mechanical, intricate, and complex, and 3D printers today are sleek and simple and digital. They're created with ubiquitous machines that have been synchronized. Printing is an additive type of manufacturing where you add materials layer by layer instead of removing materials to create a shape. Consider printing on a piece of paper. Really, we're adding a small layer of material on top of the paper. 3D printing is effectively the same. When we add many layers and the mechanisms to control where and how much material is layered, we have three-dimensional printing. In fact, most digital objects can be considered in many layers. This makes it easy for the machine to interpret each layer rather than a whole object at once. A desktop-sized 3D printer, along with the skeleton of most 3D printers. All printers work on a graph coordinate system. They move left, right, up, and down. They use electric servo motors to do this very precisely. The motors are controlled by computer software. If you need a new tooth, it's likely that the dentist will make a really precise image of your teeth and fill in the gap with a 3D printed tooth. A major advantage to 3D printing versus other types of manufacturing is that instead of manually removing material, you can simply print any feature or hole you want. No additional work necessary.
A recoater assembly pushes powdered metal material from the powder supply to create a uniform layer over the base plate. A laser then draws a 2D cross-section on the surface of the build material, heating and fusing the material. Once a single layer is complete, the heating and fusing the material. Once a single layer is complete,
Okay, currently we are able to print all types of materials, plastics, ceramics, metals, and even composite materials created specifically for 3D printing. Amazingly, we're even able to print living cells, and we have attempted to print human organs for transplant. With 3D printing, there have been many breakthroughs in technology and manufacturing. Moving on, let's think a little bit about a 3D printed home. As you have learned, we can print nearly anything, small gears, complex, and even living things. So to 3D print a home is actually a simple idea, and we really only need a machine large enough to print something so big. Additionally, we need to rethink the home building process, as most of the work will be done by a programmed machine rather than a team of construction workers. The advantages of building a home, printing a home I should say, include a faster build time, the ability to run the machine 24/7, a higher degree of efficiency and less waste, and overall it's beneficial because it's less labor and resource intense for humans compared to traditional home construction. The disadvantages are that the advantages have not been realized. They're simply just good ideas. Additionally, printed homes are not very popular. It will take a lot of investment, time, and pushing the machinery to its limits before we're able to print homes on a mass scale. Even Habitat for Humanity is investing in 3D homes. Personally, I believe in the benefits of printing homes. If we can reduce the labor needed to build housing while keeping skilled jobs open and costs down, it's going to be a competitive option. Right now, it doesn't seem like rent prices will ever go down, and somehow there needs to be more affordable, safe, and efficient housing. If we can realize 3D printed homes, maybe we can have a housing revolution. Here's a simple representation of the printing process. I took this video from Alquist 3D where they're trying to prove the process with Habitat for Humanity. Pretty cool. To build a home, a truck, or anything with a 3D printer, we need to build a set of coded instructions that the computer and machine understand. We need a program. But before that, we need an idea. So in your mind, you visualize what you want to build. It could be totally original or a complete copy. Now imagine splitting the object into horizontal layers and drawing each layer by hand from the top down. It can be a tremendous undertaking to engineer and draw a totally new digital thing. You need education and skill in the software and methods used from design to production. This whole process is called 3D modeling. To make things easier, we break down into smaller tasks and problems. Initially, we use simple shapes called primitives, and then from that, we build with fine lines and intricate features. Some things do require attuned math skills and intense knowledge to successfully create. Fortunately, by this time, most things you could think of have already been designed. Think about the video game The Sims. Every object in The Sims universe needs to be manually created by a human on a computer software and uploaded to the game, and be able to interact with all of the other objects in the game. With more beautiful and complex designs, we're going to need more powerful computers. Here's what you can do at home. At home, you can find a good 3D printer for a few $100s. It should be pretty easy for anyone to set up and operate. Some styles of printer are more difficult, and some are very easy to get started. Some are able to print highly durable parts. What you choose in a printer will be based on what your needs and plans are. The size of a printer is reasonable. Normally you'll need a space away from pets and kids, where it won't be disturbed at all. A garage or a shed is perfect. If you require a bigger piece, maybe you have a big idea or just need a very large printer, you can check out a local makerspace. A makerspace will likely have large-scale community printers and helpful members. Don't forget to put everything together. You'll need to draw your imagination. You can pay for advanced software, or there's plenty of free options, and even a free program will have the power for basic 3D modeling. These programs work on parameters, limits that you define mathematically and digitally. The software makes it very user-friendly and easy to work with after just a short time, so get creative. 3D printing is as easy as that. Simple machinery controlled by decades-old electronics and software. In recent times, it has become accessible as a hobby or trade for anyone with interest. Someday, you may choose to have your home printed, and you can even try your hand at designing your dream home on a computer. 3D printing is nothing new, and every day it seems we're closer to automatically printing anything, anytime, and anywhere.